Hey Rhody, I'm Elise Major.
And I'm Jenna Kaplan, and this is Hey Rhody Weekly, where we bring the pages of our magazines to life. This week, we're all about a haunted inn in Charlestown,
Goth gardening,
and making charcuterie boards. So all this and more coming up, so stay tuned.
And happy Halloween.
So Elise, I heard that you recently had a very spooky stay somewhere in Rhode Island.
I did. It's one of the places that's in our cover story on, spooky lore and legends. And I stayed a night at the General Stanton Inn in Charlestown. And it is a very cool inn. It reopened a few years ago after undergoing all these renovations. There is a restaurant there and the tavern that is amazing food, so good, delicious desserts. There's like one of those cookie sundaes like served in a skillet.
Oh, like the paizuki or something? It's like the big...
Could be.
Delicious. Either way.
It was delicious. But anyway, so I stayed overnight in this room that's on the older part of the inn, and supposedly that room is haunted by a little girl. And I believe she is like the daughter of General Stanton. And they say, sometimes she'll appear by your bed in the middle of the night.
No, I want to crawl out of my skin. You
Did that
stayed in
happen
that
to you,
room?
Elise?
I stayed in that room. What?
Did that happen to you?
It did not, but let me tell you that every time I rolled over, I had my eye open, as did my husband. We were like, little girl.
You wake up and one of your legs is hanging off and you're like, no, I'll keep that under the covers.
I know, but it was a comfortable place, beautiful place. But I think if you're someone who wants to have, sort of like a little spooky overnight, a spooky stay, there are places in Rhode Island that have all these haunting stories, including the Stanton Inn. And you can find other places in Rhode Island that have inns and hotels with some spooky legends and lore. It's all in our cover story.
Great.
So I had heard about goth gardening and I became intrigued by it. And I knew I had to write a story about it to learn more. So what goth gardening is, it's sort of like having an aesthetic that's sort of dark. So, the plantings, the flowers that you might have, they might be like the deep crimson, dahlias, or like vines, or like statuary that you can buy at garden shops that might be gargoyles and stuff like that. Or instead of having, gray stones or something, you might have like black rocks. So it's all just trying to make your garden a little bit creepy. And, but there's also different things too. There's like poison paths where people will actually just grow poisonous plants. And there's also chaos gardens, which you wrote about.
I did write about chaos gardens.
Where you're just sort of letting things get wild.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool that there's all these sort of different aesthetics for gardening. And I visited Mapleville Farm in Mapleville, and I had asked them for gardening tips, which they share, and some varieties of note. And they also put together a creepy bouquet for me.
What was in it?
It even had stalks of garlic, just sort of these freaky fronds. And, again, dark petaled flowers with maybe velvety petals. It was kind of cool. So even if you're not a gardener, you can still bring a little bit of this goth sensibility to your home in a bouquet.
How cool.
I know. So an artist I reached out to, Jenny Brown, what she'll do is go to the Floral Reserve in Providence, and she'll just look for crazy varieties and then she'll paint them.
Oh.
Yeah, so she has paintings of these these freaky flowers. It's very cool. It's in all 4 magazines in October. Check it out.
I'm just that is pretty cool though.
I know, it's kind of cool.
Because it's the first time I'm hearing about it, like ever.
Yeah.
And like, I'm 30.
We're breaking the story in Rhode Island on goth gardening.
You heard it here first.
Check it out.
Rhode Islanders, is your home ready for winter? Rhode Island Energy is offering no-cost home energy assessments to help you prepare for the cold months ahead. In just 2 hours, an expert energy specialist will evaluate your home. In addition to personalized energy efficiency recommendations, you may receive no-cost energy-saving devices like thermostats, up to 100% off approved insulation upgrades, no-cost air sealing to eliminate drafts, big rebates on high-efficiency heating equipment, or 0% financing options for improvements. Start saving energy and money before winter comes. Call 1-888-633-7947 to schedule your no-cost home energy assessment. Visit rienergy.com/saveathome to learn more, or go to the link in our description.
Charcuterie is such a big thing. They're beautiful. And you are going, or you went to recently, a charcuterie workshop.
I did. So recently I went with Chris.
Chris Revel.
You know, I'm sure you guys know him. Him and we went to a workshop put on by Artisan Bites Charcuterie. So let's check it out.
Ashley was a phenomenal teacher, especially when it came to the tricky stuff like cutting kiwi and crafting those meat roses. Yep, I've officially added meat flower artist to my resume. Ashley gave us an incredible spread of cheeses, olives, salami, crackers, fruits, and even candied oranges. Everything you need to create a picture-perfect charcuterie board. And to top it off, we had cupcakes from Casale Bakery. It was such a fun, hands-on experience, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been showing off my newfound meat roast skills to everyone since. So if you're looking for a fun night out or a unique experience, you have to check out Artisan Bites workshops. Trust me, you won't regret it.
In Charlestown. Can you start that again?
Sure can.
Words are hard.
If you find me like running away to Massachusetts or Connecticut, it's because of this.
I'll figure it out.
I know.
Y'all are gonna get your cheese on.
I love my cheese.
You do. That's a wrap.